Welcome back. Hi. We're on SpaceChem. We are finishing off planet number 5. I've taken a look at the challenge level just to see what it is. Have a look at this. We want to turn water into phosphoric acid. For those of you who do not have your periodic table memorized, I had to look this up. Oxygen is element number 8. Phosphorus is element number 15. Which means you have no choice but to either add 7 hydrogens to an oxygen to hit phosphorus, or else 15 hydrogens together. So you know what? I think what we're going to do is from this point forward, we're going to save the challenge stuff to the end, and we'll just get through the story and the main parts of it, and then we'll come back, because maybe I will be better at this. Or maybe I will just want to say, you know what, that's good enough. But we have the defense exploding head syndrome to do in order to get to the 6th planet. So let's do that. Oh, look, there's story. I bet someone's going to die in a way that is scientifically fictional and horrifying. The ice is breaking, Marianne's voice roared over the intercom. I skidded into Tim's office, barely avoiding the edge of the opening door. Everything's fine. There's just a minor crack in the ice, he said, eyes wide. That ice is several hundred meters thick. Everything's fine. His knuckles were white as he gripped the back of his chair. A red tentacle flailed outside the window. I know what to do. He reached into a drawer, pulled out a headset, and strapped it to his head. He dialed into the external speaker system to address what waited outside. Attention! You are trespassing on SpaceChem territory. We will not surrender to hostile action. Turn away now. Another tentacle slipped into view from under the ice. It's not going to leave. It's not human, I said. They covered this in management training. We stared at one another for several moments. He had never been in this situation before. A high-pitched noise blasted through his headset. Tim fell to his knees, clawing at the device on his head. He glanced up to me, his eyes wide with panic, and opened his mouth to scream. There was a thud against the window as the tentacle slammed against the glass. Thousands of tiny cups clung to the window. The shriek rose higher as tears streamed down Tim's face until I could no longer hear it. Tim's head exploded, sending chunks of flesh and blood flying all over the office. Marianne screamed. I stared out at the tentacle as something wet slid down my neck and landed on my shoulder. Do we have any weapons? I asked. No, this is a research facility. I picked the piece of Tim off my collar. It was a nostril. Marianne paced in front of the door. We have nothing to defend ourselves. The rocket isn't fueled. What if our escape pods don't work? Does it matter? We won't make it. The rocket. That's it. I pushed past her and ran down the hall. Her footsteps echoed as she followed. We do not have new training. What do? Whoop. Rocket launch pad fires a makeshift nuclear missile when loaded with enough fuel, H2, oxidizer, O2, and payload, plutonium. Accepts more than the minimum amount required. Once used for carrying cargo and crew, this rocket can carry a deadly thermonuclear device to its target once it has been armed and fueled. So, it wants to accept these 3 things. And it only needs 2 plutonium. Okay. So, quick check. Plutonium is 94. Okay. So I have 1s and 8s to make 94. So that's 88 plus 6. So 11 oxygen plus 6 hydrogen, which is wildly off balance, but that's the fastest way to make that happen. So, oh, wait a minute. I'm just going to take a couple of these and put them out. And look inside. Yes, there's a switch. So, that is excellent news. That is what I wanted to know. Do I have something from a previous level that picks apart water? this does. Ah, there we go. Save to toolbox. So exit the level, head over to... Yes, 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 thank you, thank you. Shut up, move. It's all very exciting. I've got work to do. Okay, so go to the save thing, unwater, back here. So water comes in here. So it produces elemental hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so we need something down here that will make plutonium. So let's start with this. How am I going to do this with two things? Wait a minute. Okay, unhook these. Okay. I only get 4 reactors. So maybe this thing needs to be on switches. So let's see if I can build a thing here that will either output... No, it still won't. Crap. How do I do this? It's the fact that it needs to do multiple things that's tripping me up here. Okay, I think I've got it. So I think my problem is I'm trying to process both of them in the same place, and I can't. So I'm going to pull this one, the oxygen, back. Bring in another sensor reactor. And hook up the oxygen to it. Then the top one is going to process hydrogen. And what it's going to do is it's going to pull in, then it's going to go on a switch, drop, flush, and then go back for more. So it's just going to create a way for hydrogen to get through. Then I'm going to flip switch A, and instead it's going to drop here, go back, pick up another one, drop it here, and then join the rest of the loop and bond them, and then let blue go. So then what the blue thing is going to do is it's going to wait to get told what to do, grab the molecule from here, drop it here. Actually, it doesn't need to go all the way up there, does it? It can do that down here, because that's a finished product. I don't need to position it perfectly. It just needs to get grabbed and dropped. Then this pipe so this is producing hydrogen. This is putting out hydrogen atoms at that position. There we go. Exit reactor. So that's what that thing is doing. Then basically, we want this other thing to do the same thing. We need to adjust this slightly because the grab needs to be in this cell. Hang on. Am I doing that right? So what have I done? So this is going to grab from here. Control A. This is the switch. Oh, but it is not going to ever flush. I find this really difficult to do, folks. Okay, so why are these set up to be something? These aren't hooked up to anything. Why is it saying what its output is? Double bonded. The only thing that's different is we're going to make it do a second bond on the blue before it picks it up and passes it out. That's going to be that, but otherwise it's going to behave exactly the same way. So now this oxygen needs to be hooked into here. Right. So now the question is, how do I do this to hit a number like that? It only needs to do it twice. Start in sync, fuse, and it's just going to cycle. Crap, right. Okay, this is going to take some thought. Because now it needs to pull in from both places. Once more from the top with feeling, we're trying to make plutonium, which is 94. So 94 is 11 times 8 plus 6. Or it's 10 times 8 plus 14. Maybe I can't do it the same way. Okay, I'm going to try something. This may not work. So what's going to happen is this is going to, first of all, this is going to be beta. It's going to grab an oxygen, grab this, go straight through, grab drop because we're going to need to be able to pick it up just in case, veer away. It's going to have to do that once. Right, when it's finished, we can just flush it from there. So I don't have to get this out again. So I'll never need to pick this up. I just need to be able to flush it. Sync it so it's definitely there. Let's do that. So it's going to start. The red engine will activate it. It will grab the first oxygen and deposit it on this end of this. Then, I mean, I could do this with switches as well. So tell you what, let's put a switch here, make it switch B so it's separate, send it down. I could just monitor it. So this is going to advance when it hits this with one already in place, grab the first oxygen, come up here, drop it on this, come back, sync, grab the other one, drop it there, and go there. And then do that, hit the sync, have it fuse, go back again, have it fuse, go back again. Then on B, let's put this up here. Then on B, kick out of that loop, stop being an engine. I don't know what I want to do with this. On B, grab this, grab a hydrogen. On B, what you should do is you should bring in an alpha, sync, fuse, and then rejoin. And so this becomes a little engine over here. When B is switched on, this thing changes mode from throw in an oxygen mode to throw in a hydrogen mode. Actually, there's fine. Drop it there and sync. Switch C will detour out to flush this, and then it will keep going. But I have to stare at this thing and monitor it to make sure that it outputs 2 plutoniums. Assuming I've done it right. Then when it's time to turn on C, it'll flush this, and this will return to make the second plutonium. And then this, it feeds the plutonium. Like, that's bonkers, but it fits the brief. And so now I'm going to make it go very slowly. Stop. Why do I have to set up in this cell to grab... Oh, I never fixed this. Or I could just do this so that it deposits where I expect it to. Okay, let's test that. Right, okay. So that's doing the right thing. It's waiting until a beta comes in for another oxygen to come through. I think I did this wrong because now it's not going to fuse those. I don't think. Oh, it did. So when it gets to 88, we're good. It occurs to me that there is a way that I could make this go much faster and that I could invert the hydrogen one so that it's doing its double bonds and just finishing its quota of hydrogen while this thing is waiting. Something else that's occurring to me is that the hydrogen may be backing up to the point where it's not going to let me get through enough oxygen. So it's now up to 48. It's done 6 of them. It's up to 56. It's done 7 of them. Number 8 is loaded. So it only needs to go 3 more times. 80. This will make 88. So, did I do this right? Ooh, I hope so. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I did it too soon. So, here's the thing. I have to do that twice. So if I go into the hydrogen thing, I think I want this switch to be turned the other way, so that it's going to start making hydrogen, the molecule, and feeding it out to clear it out. Although actually, you know what? Make it D. I have 4 switches so that I can fine-tune it and make anything do what I want it to. So I'm a ways away from needing to monitor my fusion reactor and not get all trigger happy. But it's starting to feed oxygen into the fusion reactor. And it's starting to put the hydrogen in here, into the launch pad. Yes. Okay, that's good. So this has not done it once yet. Okay, so that's number 3. Yeah, I like this better. Okay, so let's do this and speed up a little bit. Make 48. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slow down again. Once that's loaded, flip switch B. So now it's going to start being the hydrogen producing engine. Flip that switch so that hopefully it will start sending off individual hydrogen. Yes, it is. So now I don't have a backlog. So now I'm going to flip switch A so that that thing is now going to start making molecular oxygen in its downtime. Uranium, here comes 93. One more. What the hell was that? Ah! Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What? Oh no! Crap. Okay, I needed to reset that. Do I want to know what happened? I don't think I want to know what happened. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Figuring this thing out is going to be the thing that takes all the time. Okay. So let's make it a little fast. Everything is happy. That's 80. Slow down again. Switch to B. Switch D so that it's now feeding me hydrogen. And switch A so that when it does do oxygen, it does molecular oxygen. Because why wait? Back to this. That will make 90. This will make 93. Mostly I'm telling myself, because I don't want to screw this up again. At some point, that thing's going to attack. Okay, this, yeah, this will make 94. Switch to C. Actually, no, don't switch C. It'll bring in one more hydrogen, fuse, C. Switch both of those off. No, it's got a hydrogen in it, so if it does... Yeah, I've done this totally wrong. The timing was bad. When was I supposed to do it? Okay, here's a thought. To prevent this, what if... I move this all... like so. Then if there's something on here, it won't get flushed. And that will at least increase the likelihood that I'm going to be fine. Well, too much. Don't do that. Okay, 56 are on already. Cool. 64. So that's 80. This is going to be 88. Switch. Because I don't want you making... Oh, but this missed! Right. I need to flip that switch in order to get some hydrogen in. And flip that switch in order to start making oxygen. Okay, here we go. So this is 88. That's what it needs to be. 91. Don't do that. I'm not ready, ever. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think I did it. Oh, what is it doing? Fuse. Okay, so now it's doing something slightly different. But that's okay, because it's on manual control. Exit reactor. So now we want to switch A so that it starts feeding oxygen again. And for that matter, we want to switch D so that it doesn't feed any more hydrogen. We've got plenty. So it's now feeding atomic oxygen into this. And this is waiting for molecular. Cool. Let's amp this up a little bit until we're on 89. 89, flip the switch. Okay, fine. Now it's going to do this, and it's going to start doing hydrogens. Flush another plutonium. Switch this off forever. And switch both of those to making molecules. I think we're going to get thudded again. Thank you. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make sure that those two things are doing what they need to be doing. That's got an oxygen waiting. Cool. Zippity-doo-dah. Oh no! Why was this thing continuing to run? Okay. That's disappointing. Did I just literally run out of elements I could make? I think so. I think I was getting there. I couldn't fuse another oxygen onto dubnium. That was the issue. Let's try it one more time. That's going to crash. Because it's going to try to bring in an oxygen and it can't. Stop. Crap. How did that happen? It worked before. What's happening? What is happening? Oh no! Hydrogen is too full. Okay, I've broken it. One more. 88, and I've waited too long again. Okay. What did I do? Was I too late again? Ugh. Oh my god, I've gone past it. Worrying about the hydrogen problem. I've gone freaking past it. This will make 94. And it flushes. Neptunium? What? This hydrogen will make a 94. Use it and ship it. Switch to oxygen mode. I'm trying to be super careful because I don't want to have to do this again forever. Okay. Play. Crawl forward. And pause. So now, let's look at the state of the machine. Exit reactor. We don't have anything waiting here. Immediately, we want to switch to the mode where this is making molecular hydrogen, even though we don't need that much of it. And that is to switch D off. The oxygen should be in the mode that it's in, making molecules, so that this thing doesn't do anything else. Because it's going to run out of materials. There is a plutonium that is on its way. Let it run. We have plutonium. This thing is going to sit at some point waiting to grab a beta, which will never come. Oxygen is now making molecular oxygen, which is what we want it to do. This is making molecular hydrogen, which is what we want it to do. Exit the reactor. Go faster. And we're going to do it just fine. Oh my gosh. Story. The secret. I sat down at Tim's desk and dropped my head into my hands. The remaining crew members had hauled his body out, and Marianne had collected the pieces of flesh and gore with a set of tongs and placed them in an ice chest. The quadruple-pane glass was cracked on the outer 2 layers. Tim's nameplate, a brown piece of plastic with gold letters, sat on the front of the desk. I flipped it over. The door whirred as it opened, but I didn't look to see who entered. That was really impressive. It was Bruce. He bobbed his head in appreciation. He wore a standard blue jumpsuit with the collar of a white shirt peeking from underneath. You're something. You saved the station while thoroughly testing our new technology. A chill rode up my spine. That wasn't a test. I need to be open with you about SpaceChem's real mission, he said. He came closer to the desk until his shadow loomed over me. Why do you think we're the largest and most profitable company in this industry? Because you're insane, I thought. I said nothing. Is it our business savvy, our technology? No. Everyone has those things. The patent on the reactor technology expired years ago. He fanned his arms away from his body. All of this, the stations, the manpower, the materials, everyone has these things. But they lack guts. He banged a fist against the desk. But I don't, and neither do you. We're the only company that takes a stand. We don't whine about these accidents and run away. We destroy these creatures. His nostrils flared as he released a breath and leaned both of his hands on the desktop. He grinned, his teeth gleaming. We're the greatest engineers in the universe now. We didn't get here by being cowards. We're pioneers, you understand? My thoughts evaporated as Bruce watched me. Unlike many CEOs, Bruce wasn't in this for the money. This was his life. Bruce clapped his hands and straightened, breaking the moment. I have to get going, but I'm glad we had a chance to talk. He strode to the door and turned quickly. Before I forget, congratulations on your promotion. Hephaestus is a hell of a planet. I'll send some files your way to fill you in on the situation with our rival. Before I could process what he had said, he was gone. I slumped in the chair, exhausted. And that is about the halfway mark on the story. So if I continue, ta-da! We are on Hephaestus 4. And we have a research thing and a production thing to do. But this was a very long video. And there's a lot to do in Hephaestus, it looks like. There's a lot of missions. So we are just going to stop there. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Thank you for watching all the times that I screwed up pushing buttons. We are going to cycle through the rest of the game. I'm going to try to get to potion craft as quickly as I can. Then we're going to go back to blueprints. And we're just going to keep going. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment to let me know what you think of what I'm doing. Press like and subscribe so that my work can be seen by other people. My little channel is growing, and I'm very, very proud of it. And other people would probably want to see what I do as well, maybe once in a while. So please help me out. Yeah, I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a great day, a marvelous day, a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. I've been Player Art. Goodbye.